Now, we've spoken about decisions that Enzo Maresca has made since coming into the club, and one of them was that Robert Sanchez was always going to be his number one. We have been, I think, fair in some criticism, but we've also given him praise when he's deserved it. And this is another day, Jace, where we have to give him his plaudits because he was brilliant against Brentford.
I thought it was his best game for Chelsea. And it was really obvious to me doing the commentary that those passes out from the back were less. I think there's been an instruction, I don't know, but I think there's been an instruction that only to pass it if it's 100% on. Sometimes goalkeepers will play passes because they've been instructed to. When the pass, the percentage, the risk rate is too high, and he'll still try it. He went long a lot. Maybe we'll start to see a little bit more of that. But what will happen is that scouts that have come and watched this, have I noticed it? Everton scouts will notice it. Yeah. And what that might do, they might then start thinking about that longer ball a bit more often, which inevitably will give you a bit more space to play out from the back. I think you need to be unpredictable. When we play out from the back, I felt we're a little bit too predictable. Whatever happens, we play out from the back. 100% of the time. Now, if you go long, mixes things up.
Yeah. And I think when you've got two strikers up front like Brentford did in Wissa and in Mbeumo, they're live wires, they're in your face, they've got energy, they're very good in front of goal. I think you have to go long sometimes. You know, when you're playing that back three and you've got the two, you haven't got as many options. And I think the passing lanes are fewer, it's more intense to press. Now, if it is Everton, it's one up front. Then there's loads more options. There's no more space to play about the pitch. But when it is two, I just felt we needed to shake it up. And I didn't want to see us be so stubborn and so rigid in that way and put ourselves in problems. Because a lot of our goals conceded this season, and some of the times we're talking about Sanchez, is errors leading to goal. I think when I take a look at his stats in terms of save percentage, he does very well in the league. But errors leading to goal, he's one of the leaders in that. And that's because of those passes and taking that risk, and then the turnover starts and the goal goes in. I don't want us to become Southampton. You know, Russell Martin's been sacked. No. I'm not trying to see a more expensive version of that.
Great saves.
Really great saves.
One from Norgard, one from Mbeumo's. Really good.
And I just thought he was dominant in the air. I thought he had
best performance I've seen.
I would have said I would agree with you. And just before we move on to look ahead to our Everton game on the weekend, he's no longer our player, but it is a player that still stirs emotions amongst Chelsea fans. Some good, some bad. Mason Mount got injured again in the Manchester derby. Just first of all, my personal opinion is I would never wish injury on anyone, would never celebrate an injury, especially someone that's given what he did to our club from such a young age. But also knowing him, knowing what he's like as a person, you'll agree with me, Jace, one of the nicest, most genuine people you will ever meet in your life. And it's just, I just feel so bad for him because don't get me wrong, as a Chelsea fan, you don't ever want Man United to do well. Personally, I want him to do well. But it's just gutting to see a player that was so durable for us, barely missed a game, can barely stay fit now at United.
Look, he left, he moved on. That's football. I was disappointed to see him go, really. I think that there could have been something to be done between the player and club. For whatever reason, we're not privy to that, he moves on. I know his mum and dad, he comes from a lovely background. He's a lovely boy. I felt for him. You never want to see injured players consistently get injured. We've got our own in Reece, but I felt for him. You saw his face. I wish him all the best. But, of course, as a Chelsea fan, there's only so much I want to wish him. I want him to do well as an individual, but I don't want him picking up medals because it means he's picking up medals at United. And who knows, he might find himself back in the squad. But, look, I send him all my best. He's a lovely boy from a lovely family.
Yeah, you see a bit of Reece James in him in that moment because we've got our own player there struggling with injuries, homegrown from Cobham. And the mental toll, I think obviously sometimes fans forget because it is so tribal, and I understand that, but when you strip it all back, the mental toll it takes a professional athlete to constantly get injured. People say they're paid well. They didn't get to this level because they were paid well. They weren't paid well at one point. They got to this level because they were committed and dedicated their whole lives to the game. And when you're looking at World Cups in the future, England squads, you're looking at, Premier League competitive fixtures. Man United desperately need him to come into that role with Rashford and Garnacho being dropped and whatnot. And he's picking up that injury. From a human level, you feel for him. And I think, listen, the best case scenario for him would be to get fit, leave Manchester United, go to a club like Roma with Tammy, and I can be happy with Mace performing, getting goals and whatnot.
And he's got every chance, if he does get back fit, of getting back in England's squad, because we know how much Thomas Tuchel
That's another good point.
Him.
He's got, he's just got to get himself back fit.
I'm looking at a World Cup, by the way.
Adam?
I'm looking at a World Cup win.
Are you?
Yep.
Yeah, so am I. Under Thomas Tuchel, of course. Right, we have a big game this weekend. And we touched on it a little bit earlier, but Goodison has always been a really tough ground for us to go to. I mean, did we win there last season? I feel like I might have gone on it.
No.
No?
No.
The season before last.
I don't
But
think
we have always struggled. We did. It was a Jorginho penalty. That's what I remember.
year was that?
Don't know. Probably about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But we have struggled. So again,
No,
it's
we have,
another
Liv.
hurdle that...
Liv, it's a ground where I seem to remember there was it was a night game. Didier scored an unbelievable goal. Frank scored. I remember we won the title. Pedro scored.
6-3.
Oh, the 3-0, I was
Do you
there
remember
for that.
the 6-3 as well?
The
Was it
6-3?
6-3?
Yeah.
Yeah, it cost a little...
crazy.
3-0 when we had to win the league. One of the best
But
days
since
of my
then,
life.
since those days, we have struggled.
Yeah.
This has become a bit of a graveyard for us. We've not left with much at all. I think maybe a draw in the last 4 or 5 years might be the very best we've got. That's why I'm taking nothing for granted, because to go to Goodison, if we're to go to Goodison, if we beat Brentford at home on the Sunday, the following weekend we go to Everton and win 2 games that historically have been so tough for us, that'll be a huge haul going into Christmas.
Yeah.
I mean, my instincts are we drop points because they're a tough nut to crack, Everton. They are. They're not. They drop points against Arsenal.
Yeah.
Right? So expect a similar performance from them. This will be tough.
This
will be a tough game.
This fixture actually was round about the same time when Frank was in his first season, if you remember, and he had that double game with Everton and Wolves.
was it Wolves?
Struggled, and Arsenal was in there, I think, as
Arsenal
well.
was
And then the wheels kind of fell off. This game here, especially at this time of the year, is so tough, especially when you add to the context that this is the last year they're in this stadium as well before they move to the new ground. Yep. So the atmosphere is going to be up. They're obviously fighting for survival. They're going to need those points. And Sean Dyche, I mean, he's just taken points off of Arsenal. He's going to be, physical. It's going to be a low block. It's going to be difficult. So, but I think we can get the win. I back the boys to outscore them.
I mean, statistically, when you look at Arsenal's performance, Arsenal have been struggling with goals from open play for the last 4 or 5 games now. That's not something that Chelsea struggle with, but against a team that we know are going to sit 2 banks of 4, or maybe a bank of 5, 4 and 1.
It will be, yeah.
You need that magic of what maybe Odegaard didn't give Arsenal, which is an eye of the needle pass, which we're maybe relying on Cole Palmer to do on Sunday.
Yeah, and also when chances come, take them.
Which we didn't do against Brentford as well.
No, we did miss a bit. But I look back over other games, where
Palace at home.
I often think, God, how have we not won that game? Things seemed a bit better. There's more goals in this team right now.
Yeah.
So you're right. Can we outscore Everton? Of course we can. But Everton have shown they're a tough nut to crack under Dyche at Everton. They'll take a point now.
Yeah.
They'll take a point. They got Arsenal and Chelsea back-to-back games. To take 2 points out of those games, there won't be too many Everton fans disappointed with that.
I think we've improved our set-piece defending as well. I haven't felt myself as worried recently about when we're conceding corners, how we're going to defend. However, if there is a game where you need to be wary as Everton, Goodison Park, I've seen enough. Yeah, I've seen it.
Don't preempt it now, Jace.
That's the only way they score.
Well, I've said it now.
Jace, if that happens, I'm coming back after Christmas.
I've said it.
I'm coming straight for
Maresca,
you.
watch this video. talkSPORT, right?
OK, just final predictions. Before we go, this is our last show before Christmas. Yep. What do you think is going to happen in the Everton game? Are we going to go top of the league is the question.
We win 2-1. We'll concede, we score 2-1, that scoreline. It feels like the ultimate Chelsea scoreline. Win by the odd goal. Yeah. That's what it feels like. And we go top of the table.
I like that, 2-1. I'll stick with that as well. It's the early kickoff on a Sunday just before Liverpool play Tottenham. Big game.
I actually can't believe that
You're
the next...
stressed.
I just genuinely cannot believe we are in a position where we're talking about Chelsea going top of the league.
Shh, don't even say it. Don't even say it. Don't even say
it. Very quietly. Chelsea might go top
She's tweeted it as well.
I'm tweeting it. Everyone knows about it.
Well, we stay there if Liverpool drop points away at Spurs.
Oh my God.
We'll stay there. Shh, whispering quiet.
We'll be top at Christmas.
Don't say it.